September 20th, 2021, full moon in Pisces. How are you doing? Last days of summer 2021, and hopefully you are prepared for fall 2021 that will start on September 22nd. What did you do during the last summer? How you improved your life? What sort of harvest you are taking right now? What you implemented in your mind, in your strategy in last March in the new moon of Pisces, when Bitcoin was in 6,500 and everything seems to be like, this is my plan. When we are looking on the full moon of Pisces today, just a moment before the fall to start, because the sun is in a fall position entering to Libra, we can understand what was their plan, and if you were aligned with astrology, what was your plan in the last 6 months since the seed that you implanted in March 2021, when we had the first square between Saturn and Uranus, to today. What is happening in this full moon of Pisces is crazy clear. How our loving, beautiful government, use this energy to the favor of the dark. The full moon is happening in 28 degrees. Probably once you watch this video, it's already after this, but this is the activation and what was culminated, which is the darkest area of Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, is the last hours or the last hour of the night before the sunrise, when crime usually is happening at night, not at 12, not at 1, usually 4 a.m., 3 a.m., 3 to 5 a.m., when everybody are in the seventh dimension dream in a way. This is the Neptune state of mind. This is the darkness, when things are happening hiddenly. Now, the moon near to Neptune, and the sun near to Mars. So Mars is combusted with the energy of the sun, and more than this, Mars become debilitated in the sign of Libra. Why? Because Mars like to be independent, like to be the strong man in Aries, like I'm a single. Mars doesn't like to be married. See a man, sorry for the noise, see a man, single, going here, going there, once get married, you become like a puppy. You are tired, you cannot go to party or do whatever you want. You need to ask your wife, your husband. And this is why Mars is debilitated in Libra. And more than debilitated, is eliminated. What is reminding you in this archetype? And what culminated to the spell of the medicine pharmaceutical industry ruled by Pisces? That you cannot live without us. You must to take the job in order to continue with the system. You will lose your job. You are dependent in so many factors. And when I see Mars opposing Neptune, this is always related to crime, specifically when it's now in the axis of Virgo and Pisces. It's pretty much a crime of pharmaceutical industry. Drugs is all about drugs. So it's fascinating how people are going, yeah, the science, they are saying, you don't know nothing. Sorry that I'm speaking to you, because maybe you are the person that I need to say you. You are not searching for information yourself. You are just listening to those scientific that putting the subtitles, that this is the doctor, this is the professor of this and this, not aware about who they censored and who other source of truth that was avoided, prevented from you to listen. And you are just repeating the messages that you heard. This is exactly the South Node in Sagittarius that we had the entire 1.5 years. And those that haven't seen the writings on the wall, and this is a new structure that started in January 2020 with Saturn Pluto, to restructure our life, to take the rules to your hand, to start connecting with the people, creating community, creating your own world. And that's, we saw it in between how shutting profiles of people and how people started to start new networks is all about networks. Now in this week, and I give everything in more details in the World Weekly Astrology that you will see in the video next to it tomorrow on Tuesday, September 21st. It's going to be a trine between Mars, Saturn, and the North Node. And this is pretty much showing that more than just, it's all a spell, a crime of a pharmaceutical and financial industries. They just right now can do and to implement all the technology they want in the moment that all planets are ready to move retrograde. Mercury will start to retrograde this week. And this is a moment that you are all tied. You have no choice. If you haven't prepared, now just search for people. Just start asking help. Just ask for help because you had enough time, the regions of the world, to help yourself and to start walking and taking risk. Now the doors are closed and all what you have to do is just to find for mercy of people. And yeah, this is the extreme side of the division that already occurred. More than 70% in most countries in the Western country are already vaccinated. And we are heading for 2022 to a lot of water energy year that is going to be a disaster. And indeed, it seems like a lot of death will happen, whether due to the vax or whether other disasters. You know, the volcano that just erupted in La Palma, Spain, it's very much of those written that scientists are looking very carefully about, because if a big part of the volcano will collapse to the ocean, New York City will be Atlantis. Can you believe? So I don't say that this is something that will happen, but we saw already some disasters that we could not imagine. And the third day, well, what was the name of the movie that we saw New York underwater? What we have right now, this is the scale of God. This is the Libra season starting, once the sun is moving to Libra. Is just now each one with what it has to start a relationship of negotiation, of give and take, of starting using resources of each other. This is the exact time that they could implement whatever they want. So what I said, Mars, North Node, Saturn, Mars in Libra, Saturn in Aquarius retrograde, and North Node in Gemini. This is the time that they can implement the 5G or whatever the next plan that they need to do. But those that actually playing on the same cards with astrology could actually initiate a new period through commitment to a more dedicated structure groups, or taking a new concept of business or collaborations. But this is very much to the favor of them, because Jupiter is going to do also a positive aspect this week with Mercury, and Jupiter is retrograde in sidereal back to Capricorn, and this is so much fake truth about to happen, and what they are going to declare. It's going to be very big surprises with the election that we will see in Canada and other places, also in South America. I'm very concerned with the movements of the tectonic plates right now in the Canary Island area of Spain. And I said already from the Economist portal of 2019 that seems like Spain will be connected somehow to Africa, disconnected from Europe due to whatever. And this is good hope that I'm still receiving and seeing from Brazil. You sometimes need to do exact opposite to what they tell you in the TV, because it's all about light, it's all about projection. Bolsonaro is a good guy to what I'm expecting, and what I saw is not a chart. It's very easy to hate someone that will speak machoistic or against gay rights or against, like putting all those sensitive, oh my goodness, she said against us. Come on, he's against the cabal, he's against the beast. You are speaking about your gay rights. I'm not saying that it's not important, but don't be that sensitive. Start to see the big picture. Fight for your rights, but not in the rights that you are carrying just for your own egoistic point of pleasures. The society is enslaved. It's enslaved for a long time already. So in next March, which is the equinox of 2022, to the spring, this is the event of Jupiter and Neptune will meet in Pisces. And it's going to be a new moon in Pisces next to this in March. And then Jupiter and Mercury will be there too. This is, or that is going to be a totally new reality, virtual reality, as was expressed by Daniel in the last interview we had, or that is a massive truth that is revealed that people will go insane. It also could be related to massive floods, and we saw already the signs in the last summer in Europe. Floods in the middle of the summer in Germany, Netherlands. It's not normal. So this northern hemisphere, United States, Canada, going to suffer from a very unusual winter and fall. Better you think about where you don't need to store all the foods for the rest of your life. You just need to mobilize yourself to where you will find those resources. And I know that it's hard for most people that are so much linked with the system. I don't know, each one with his own challenges. My challenges is being single. Other person is the challenges is being married, being with family. But I don't know, exodus happened too, with families and singles out of slavery to the wonderland promised. When you need to evacuate from a place, you will find a way how to do it even with the children. Comfort isn't the place. What would you say to those people in Germany that could hear the signs that are coming in sky, when still their life is more or less okay, they have the bank account, they have the house, the school, blah, blah. They could save their life immigrating to Argentina probably back then. Argentina exploded economically in the 30s. All the money from France and other places that built Buenos Aires and others, to what I know. To be optimistic is important, but the South Node is in Sagittarius. So what we need to work is with what we have right now. But now we all feel very exhausted. It's tiring. Now we will see the results also of the divine. It's not just human disrupts. Each right now will receive what it deserves. If you did the job, if you was a good person and your karma is good, you will gain a set of events that will gain you. This is the Libra. This is why in the Jewish religions, this month is the time that, or the forgiveness and all this is about who will get what. This is the judge of above. This is the strongest, not manipulated, not corrupted as the human judge court. So what we left to do with this Pisces full moon is to share love, to try to love ourselves, to pray, to close chapters that are not anymore serving us, to trust that whatever is in your destiny right now will follow, because we could not push right now. This is the frustration. All planets are in retrograde. You could not initiate nothing now. It's just about ending. Or just touch with what you have already. access. And with what you know already, with what you know, this is very much out of the box ideas that could download to people with this Mercury trining Jupiter this week too. But it's about Mercury squaring Pluto this week. So it's about very pivotal action. And Mercury stationing, squaring Pluto. It's very pivotal structure about the scale of our decision. Decision that will be made now, and some decisions should be made. It's not that we are now in pausa. Are going to be very long-term destined to very new place. Yeah, that will connect us with pretty much everything, stories, locations. That's what I had to share with you in this full moon of Pisces. Also see where this full moon is falling in your own natal chart is very interesting. If it's falling like me in the 4th house, this is the drama of my life. This is the darkened side of my life, where I belong in a meaning. I'm a nomad. I don't need one place, but sometimes this is the place from where you could rise. If you have the full moon in your 10th house, it's about knowing your mission. Where is your what you should do next, how you're committing to people. If you have this full moon, meaning that you have Pisces in the 2nd house, it's about knowing your value, that you are not abused by others, that you know to have for yourself and not feel always poor. And poverty starting with our self-value. How you value yourself, that's how people will value you and will pay you. All the best, and I'll see you in the next video.